Mr. Alan Hill, thank you so much for joining me. This is a new section called Pathway Spotlight. We normally sit together side by side, and really appreciate you taking time out and doing this little bit of conversation with myself. So thank you.
Afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Alan, we've known each other now for about 10 years, nearly 10 years, and you've been working with Pathway with myself now for maybe eight
years, coming up to 9.
8 years. The whole sector has changed, a lot of change going on. I want to get to know your good self for the audience, for our partners, for our staff members as well, and also obviously your thoughts currently, what's going on. Share with us your sort of journey as well. So quite a few things we want to cover today. But let's start off with your background, if I may. A little bit about your background. You travel, a fair distance to get here. We're talking about 1.5 hour journey. It can be quite tough as well at times. Share that with us.
Okay, it takes around about 1.5 hours to 3 hours to get into work each day. No, not 3 hours. 3 hours round journey.
Yeah.
It's one of those things you have to put up with.
Where do you come from?
I come from North Staff, so I come from Newcastle under Lyme. That's where we met, obviously. I used to work for a training company over there called Acacia, leading on the old train to gain days. And, gave you one of your first contracts. And our partnership has blossomed since then. And obviously, 2009, I came down to join you, and I've been travelling ever since. Prior to that, I've been working in the train industry for 15 years now. DWP contracts, SFA contracts, ESF contracts, and I've got a varied knowledge of a majority of the funded work within the English country. Prior to that, I had I had a little bit of training knowledge. I worked in industry. I was 25 years as a quality manager for the Michelin Thai company, where I worked around the country.
Around the world? Around
the world, yeah. Thailand, I've been in France, various areas. And that's put me in good stead. A lot of transferable skills I brought along with me from working with a blue chip company, which I've utilised over my career in the training in the training sector. It's been a journey. Been a journey. I won't tell you how old I am, but I've done a few years under my belt now. But obviously, enjoying my work at Pathway, else I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, it's a big commitment to come here every, big travelling time as well. And obviously, there's a lot to ask for anybody to come here. And you're doing that on a daily basis. So I really appreciate that. Alan, tell us a little bit about what you do on a day-to-day.
What I do on a day-to-day? Oh, goodness me. Well, I'm a non-executive director. It's more a strategic overview of the company. We're looking at various opportunities, where we're going to go in the next 1 year or 2 years, possibly 3 years. We know we've got this 90 days, 100 days plan, but we've got a plan, still got a plan ahead. So most of my time is looking at the opportunities, assisting Eddie with the bids, etc. And also talking and communicating with, directors and head of operations and the big training groups as well, creating that link, okay, and see where the opportunities lie ahead. We have been successful. We've been very successful in the years which we've been here. We started with 200 MVQs on Train to Gain, and last year I think we had around 5,500 people come through our books, and that's across all the funding sectors, from apprenticeships through to standalone qualifications and traineeships, etc., and also in the work programme as well. It's been been exciting times, and we've really spread our wings into the market, and obviously the social networking side of things over the last year or so. I think that's going to add tremendous value to our bids, and also to our new opportunities which we can attain from these networking events. Yeah, it's been really, really good.
And obviously a lot of changes happening. When you're talking about social network, I mean, how do you keep yourself relevant and current, and and embracing this change?
Okay, listen, I'm a silver surfer. I approached myself on LinkedIn last year, and I concentrated on that, and I've got over to my about 800 to 900 connections. Utilise them into also when I meet people as well, we get LinkedIn, and also utilise that as a communication tool. So yeah, I've been there.
You fully embraced it, have you?
Yeah, I'm not much into Twitter or what have you, but mainly LinkedIn and Facebook.
But what other changes? I mean, how do you keep yourself relevant and current? All these changes taking place. You know, there's a lot.
I listen to you, Saf. So I look at the master. So I just take in from what you.
I wasn't compliment fishing at all, and I was just talking. Obviously, you're a guy that's actually embraced change.
Yeah, I think you have to embrace change, Saf. I mean, it's been very, very difficult. You know, I watch my granddaughter who's 3. On the iPad, and she can do more things than I can do on the iPad. So,
but you're a very open-minded individual, because obviously, I've seen people who are, sometimes very inward-looking and so forth. You might have a view, but you're very open to changing that view as well. And I think that mindset of being able to sort of change your perception on things, I think, is for me the differential for your good self.
I've spent my life with change. Even when I was at the Michelin Thai company, I must have had about 23, 24 posts. Change I thrive on. And I get bored with
the same
old song. I'd like to go into new ventures and what have you. So that's always been me, and you won't change me. I'm looking for the new opportunity and having new ideas, so that we can utilise that and go forward as a company. Still exciting times in front of us, and there's a lot of change going out there. The volatile world, the levy is coming in. I can see that as being a good opportunity for us, and not to be too afraid of it. And those ventures will pay off.
Right.
The Asian Apprenticeship Awards was within 6, 7, 8 months, with a lot of hard work, we changed that round. The Ofsted, that was an absolutely tremendous result. That's really put us on a different playing field now. So we, if the staff are listening to this, or anybody else, we've got a great future in front of us. We will be very, very up and coming. You said to me, will we beat next year in revenue? Yes, we will. That's what you've got to do. Everyone's got to be positive to work towards that. And I feel very, very, very positive.
You really feel positive about the future?
If I'm not positive, everyone likes can you be positive and the team be positive. We've got to show that we are positive outlook. How are we going to go forward with this business, and we will win. We're too creative not to win. Because that creativity is a case of our survival. A lot of training providers have gone under. We haven't, because we've actually haven't kept all eggs in one basket. We've been into the DWP, we've been into the ESF, we've been into the SFA, traineeships, apprenticeships, you name it. That's what we do best.
Multiple avenues.
Multiple avenues. Okay. And when you've got something like our bid writing department putting in 200 applications, 200 bids in the last 12 months, you can appreciate the work what's been put in there, and also the results are now coming through.
Obviously, a lot of partnership talk, a lot of networking, a lot of
partnership talk.
It's all, a lot of it's about relationships, isn't it? Forming those relationships.
It is.
Strategic alliances.
I mean, last week we had 2 people came to us who have had good relationships. And they've given us ideas, and we're looking at those ideas to go forward. The Justice Department is one, which we will be looking into. We have looked at it in the past, but we haven't really had the time, because we were expanding so fast in that period, to actually take that on board, but we will do.
Alan, you talk about that, but a lot of it is about credibility as well. Obviously, these organisations that are coming to you, come to you because they feel that you can deliver and you have delivered in the past, and it's about trust, isn't it?
There's a lot of trust there, Saf. Yes, I totally agree with you, and also do they like you as well? Yeah. Likability is a factor, and that's a biggie. But I'll just say we've got a grade 2 in Ofsted.
Yeah.
The Asian Apprenticeship Awards are going well. Our bids are coming through.
Yeah.
It's a great future.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And bring on the levy.
Yeah.
We've got to do a lot of work, but I'm sure we will.
That's a lot of opportunities
we'll
as well.
have a lot of opportunities how to work the levy, and also give us additional funding and secure our jobs and secure the future pathway.
Yeah, Alan, you've had some success with the ESF as well recently. You've had some ESF trickling through. It hasn't been to the level that potentially we may have envisaged, but there has been some positives.
I think we're never a company who blow our own trumpet, and I think we need to blow our own trumpet because yes, there is success coming through. We've just had a £600,000 contract in staffs in Stoke-on-Trent, which we've never had before. I'm going back to my own stomping ground now. So that's exciting. Yeah. We've had another £500,000 contract within Warwickshire on the NEETs. We've had a £250,000 contract in the Black Country for SSU and SSW. Yeah. We've had a £200,000 contract in Lancashire. We've got a £100,000 contract, £180,000 contract in London, where we've never really had a footprint in London, so we started off in there. Talks about Kent, talks about Medway. Yeah. And I'm sure that's not giving me the last stuff. We've got good bids.
Youth-related work activity.
South Birmingham YI, we're in there. We've also put in for a prime in East Birmingham. We've also in the northwest. So the west and north and the major players. So yeah, there's a lot more to come, and I'm certain that we will be successful.
Okay, fantastic. Alan, just a little bit about your role. Obviously, a lot of changes is taking place. I mean, you've been with us now since 2009. You've changed your sort of position within the organisation multiple times. A little bit about currently what you do. How your focus. You talk about governorship, accountability. The sort of the role that's involved in terms of non-executive. And you touched on it, but a little bit more if you may.
Okay. I mean, it came to us that the governance is so important for any training organisation and any college now, especially in the role with Ofsted. And I think I was in most days in the Ofsted, and a lot of questions asked. I had to know as much as probably the operations manager. Yeah. And also oversee. So
it's hands-on sort of knowledge.
Really hands-on knowledge, and making sure that the money is being spent wisely and the safeguarding's there, prevents there, the gap analysis has been looked at. And that's done on a 3-monthly basis now. Yeah. We've brought in additional resource with Stuart Pyle, who's also a non-executive director, looking at these things, and we also look at the strategic part of the company as well. Okay. And how are we going to go forward? We assist your good self. We're on the bridge. We're looking out for icebergs. We're looking for the best way to go and plot, etc.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Alan, obviously Pathway Group has been supporting networking, business networking now for the last sort of 4 years now under the umbrella of Pathway to Grow. So, we've got our events and networking business called ThinkFest. We've got, you're an ambassador of ThinkFest. So we've got Pathway to Grow. We've got our coffee and that chutney and chat, ladies networking, Samosa Saturday. We also do a peer meetup. What's your thoughts in terms of how does that contribute to, say, Pathway Group, and how we sort of giving back to business owners?
Okay. I think what's important part of that is the building of the networks. I mean, I mentioned Ofsted. Ofsted thought that was exceptional. That would have been a grade 1 for our working with not just the local but national employees. It's so important that, especially within our bid writing, we had plenty to talk about, and I think that gains a lot of confidence within the primes as well, who we go for to say, listen, you know, this is a company is moving forward, utilising the social networking, etc., and in some cases better than what they're doing, and that is a real plus. I can't say how big the Asian apprenticeship award, how so important that was for us.
Bit of a game changer potentially.
That moved us into a different league. We were talking to people, and you were talking to people who we would never meet that again. But if we had had this the apprenticeship awards, Dr. Neil Bentley for Wheels Skills, that was a big game changer for us. Real big game changer. We've got Barclays on the right. We've got
some big sort of as a FTSE companies, mainly international companies as well.
What added to that is the levy. That will give us a foot into the levy, to talking with the big players, you know, their supply chains and all those sort of things. So it is important that the social network works alongside the college and the other side of things, pathway to work, ensures that we get get the contracts, we get the networks, etc.
I was speaking to Eddie earlier on about the whole pathway to work sort of initiatives, and in terms of welfare to work, a lot of changes happening in terms of that. Well, you know, just your thoughts in terms of obviously the transition that we've got to do.
Okay, I don't think there's we've got the basics there. Obviously from the work programme. We have to be a little bit more, can we say, a more skilled workforce, especially looking after the health and well-being of the clients who are coming from the benefits.
A lot of them ESA clients.
70% of those people have got mental illness. We're already running courses on that as of next week to start training our staff. Obviously, we want to work with some of the bigger players who are coming into the pictures. I mentioned People Plus and all those people who have actually come to us. They came to us last week and say, how can you help in the Midlands? You know, what is your footprint? You know, when we sat down and talked about our footprint, sometimes, again, we're not a company who blow our own trumpet. You don't realise how much of a footprint we've got across the West Midlands and East Midlands, so that we can actually help this programme to get started. And I think People Plus understand that as well. So yeah, that's going to be around about end of next year. I would say contracts probably in 2018, but we've got a plan now. We can't not to and start talking to the people like People Plus, people like Serco and all those sort of people to start to grow our networks into the health and well-being.
Alan, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. You keep threatening me with your retirement, but please, carry on, do what you do. It's a privilege working with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.